Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Lito session. Today, we are going to dive into one of our legal AI skills that we're really excited about, especially interesting for that corporate audience. My name is Lana Gabriel. I'm the product marketer here at Latera working on Lito, and with me is Chris Kim.
Hi everyone, my name is Chris. I'm a senior product manager here at Latera, and I'm really excited to show you Lito.
Awesome. And just before we get started, a quick reminder, we're showing our confidentiality disclaimer on the screen. Everything you're seeing is confidential. Please don't share or distribute this recording. Chris, do you want to get us started?
Yeah, so one of the use cases I'm really excited to show is one that concerns non-disclosure agreements. Just to show you what one looks like, I have one here. This one is one that we found on the internet, relates to Eli Lilly, and essentially a non-disclosure agreement will kind of tell or outline the rights of the parties in terms of what can be shared following some kind of interaction and what can't be. It really delimits the rights in terms of disclosing any sensitive information. But what we also know is that in some corners and some particularly corporate clients, there are things such as playbooks. So essentially, what are the standards or the ideal terms that must be included in a non-disclosure agreement? What can I agree to as a corporation, or what can't I? And of course, law firms will have clients that have a lot of these playbooks, and it's really important to abide by them to make sure that before you agree to any NDAs that you have gone through and made sure that it is up to spec with what is required by a client. So I want to show you a couple of skills. So imagine a situation where I upload an NDA to Lito because I want to first review the terms of this NDA. We have a skill called review terms, and I'm going to click that here after I've uploaded the doc into my chat dialog. And what Lito is going to do is it's going to spin up this new skill called review terms. Once I open it, I'm going to give myself a little bit more real estate to go through it. You can see that I can review this agreement, but there are certain terms within the agreement that are written in blue. So as an example, I see as I scroll down here, something like definitive agreement, now that I'm kind of in the 8th paragraph. If I click that, on the side, I'll get a pop-out. And basically, Lito will show me how definitive agreement is defined within this NDA. What you'll also notice, oh, and by the way, if I wanted to, I can click this target button, and it will take me to the part of the document where that definition was taken from. But what I can also do is within this little bubble where I have the definition, I can see that it references other terms that are also defined. And if I click those, then out pops another bubble here where I can see what transaction is defined as. So ultimately, what this feature will allow users to do is to go through an agreement and quickly find defined terms right where they're working so that they don't have to search for it unless they really want to go back up to the definition section of a contract, and just review things where they work so they don't have to switch context and go to another part of the document. Just a small way for users to get more value and to have a little bit more of an easy way of consuming information.
And it seems somewhat simple, right? It is a great feature, though, that is helping the ultimate goal of accuracy and clarity when lawyers are drafting and reviewing documents.
Totally. Also, for those that are looking to think about how this might impact if things are changed from a drafting perspective, you can also see here that you also get an indication of how many times the term is used, etc. So to your point, Lana, just an easier way to consume a lot of information. Now that I've kind of reviewed this NDA and I have an idea of the terms of it, I want to compare that against a playbook. So I'm going to upload a playbook and I'm going to say run NDA playbook review, which is an actual skill that has been created by our very own legal knowledge engineering team. Basically, what they've done is they've curated a prompt to create a table analysis of the Eli Lilly NDA, which we first reviewed, against the requirements in the playbook. And for each of these requirements, Lito is going to tell us whether the NDA meets the requirement or does not, and if not, what actions are needed to bring that term into compliance with the NDA. So just cherry picking a few of these, maybe at the top, you can see that parties, the corporate entity is fine, but term and duration is only partially compliant. So how do we bring that term into compliance with the playbook? You need to revise the NDA term to at least 2 years, et cetera, et cetera. And so it goes down through 20 different requirements with a summary at the very end. This hopefully will really reduce the amount of analysis you have to do to bring an NDA into compliance. And a lot of our LKE skills work in exactly the same way, where you upload a document, but you might upload some other thing like a 10K form checklist, and Lito will do the analysis for you and give you a good first start on that analysis.
Yeah, and this is a really great way to add value really quickly with the skill that the LKE team has developed, right? It's flagging issues with compliance, offering actionable suggestions for correction, and really making it so instead of your team spending hours identifying potential problems, they can focus on resolving those critical issues more quickly. And yeah, this is all for our NDA playbook review skill for today. We're excited to continue in the next video with a new skill in Lito. Thank you for joining.
Thanks, everyone.